Hello YouTube, Michael Constantine here. I wanted to give you an update on my experiences with Excel book writing. They assigned me another project manager recently. This guy's named Matt, and he promises that he's going to do better. But this is like my third or fourth project manager. I'd have to reference my email. I paid them back in early 2022 to help me to develop 5 books. Later on, they contacted me again to say they could help me build a website, and they would cover distribution, advertising, and publishing on Amazon. I paid them almost $38,000. I left a review on Trustpilot July 22nd, 2023. Today's date is November 13th, 2024. Excel had my review removed. They tried to say that I was leaving a fake review as a competitor. They have no record of this client. It says, "We do not acknowledge this review as genuine and suspect this to be a fake review of a competitor because we have no record of this client. Kindly please provide us with additional information to validate your review. Regards, Excel Book Writing." The review that I left was this. It's under Michael Constantine. "Warning to other authors, do not employ Excel for goods or services. Unfortunately, my experiences mirror that of others. I've been attempting to work with Excel since February of 2023. I paid them $36,500. I recorded my calls and kept a detailed record of our correspondence. The project has faced continual delays and my editor was changed. When I asked why, I was ignored. I was proofing the work recently on what was supposed to be a finished book, ready to be sent to the print. I realized that most of my story was gone entirely. It was not even half of the original story I intended to write. The content was simply missing that I had sent them. Was left off. I didn't put that in there. There were significant errors such as incorrect names and missing punctuation. I would call Excel and most times calls were not returned. Sometimes they even hung up on me. What is important to state is that I am writing my book series to tell the story of sexually abused children, some of which are dead. I am a survivor myself of many violent crimes. I am compelled by necessity to write my story. I explained to Excel that I have a sick child because we survive violence and abuse. My children depend on the publication's success for revenue to get medical assistance and other essentials. One of my children has traumatic brain injury from being attacked violently by perpetrators in a book yet to be published. I would often text Excel to explain the extraordinary circumstances, only for my text messages to be almost entirely ignored at all times. I requested a marketing plan and delivery dates for when the first book would be ready with all content included, was ignored completely in each case when I requested. No dates were delivered. Jordan, my marketing manager, would not return calls or text messages. Rachel was my original editor when I asked. No explanation was given for her being removed from the project. Jordan promised, after the final $4,000 payment for the video documentary that they never completed, that I would never have to pay anything again. Instead, I had a supervisor who sounded unscrupulous call me asking for another $12,500 for marketing and distribution costs. That call was recorded as well. He told me Jordan had not consulted him before promising Excel would cover all additional costs at their expense for any other item that came up, after we had paid a grand sum of at least $36,500 without receiving a single finished good or service. When I realized too late how little effort they were putting in, given the astronomical sums of money we had paid as people in dire circumstances, I knew I had to raise awareness about the injustices they were doing to me and my children. I am a sexual assault survivor, drugging survivor, survivor of child sexual assault, survivor of domestic violence with and without weapon injury, and many other crimes, including attempted murder on multiple occasions. If Excel will do this to me and a child with traumatic brain injury, who else will they do it to? This is a situation that demands Excel be stopped from continuing to do this to people. We have terminated contact with them and filed a BBB complaint for services and goods they failed to render with far in excess of adequate payment already being rendered. The project manager I spoke to in charge of the new editor told me they wanted another $12,500 when we had yet to receive a single product, and a representative of their company promised us all other expenses after my prior payments would be covered in full by Excel. Again, we received no goods or services after 5 months and nearly $37,000 paid via check or money order. When I called them yesterday, even after repeatedly giving them my number, they did not even know who the number belonged to, despite the fact that I had been texting my new editor for weeks using that number. This is how poorly organized they are. They are taking payment with no honest intention of ever providing the goods they promise. Do not give them a cent. Warn others about this story and stories like it. I will update this review as more information becomes available. I believe we will have to go to civil court to litigate. I intend to self-publish because I cannot depend on Excel. Do not ever pay them in advance if you are unwise enough to buy their services. I regret not doing more research on them. I am not rich. This experience is very problematic given our difficulties we are already contending with as survivors of special crimes. I left that review on July 21st, 2023. July 22nd, 2023. They contested the review as fake and to have been left by a competitor. And they demanded that Trustpilot pull it down, which they did. I am a real person. Michael Constantine is a pseudonym that I use for my safety. I won't provide the name that I was given at birth because I've experienced reprisals for coming forward as a victim. I have scars on my face. You can see it in this video. That line across my forehead is a knife scar from somebody cutting me. And that's just the beginning of it. I needed legal aid. I couldn't get it. I needed special victim protections. I didn't get them even after contacting law enforcement. I have been dealing with these circumstances for 7 years. From September 2017 to today, November 13th, 2024, I've never received any assistance. I've sent thousands of letters about what happened. Nobody wanted to help. Nobody wanted to assist with any of the things that we had to deal with, and now I'm dealing with a corrupt publisher that wants to keep the money that I paid them from an inheritance that I got from my grandmother, and they want to give me nothing, I guess, in exchange. I've been talking to this man, Matt Brown is his name, over at Excel, and telling him, do the right thing. You know, take down y'all's response to my review and deliver on what y'all promised. I'm not expecting, anything unreasonable here. I'm just trying to get what my family and I are owed. We need somebody to help us develop this book series, and I need support to remedy the impacts that these circumstances that I'm writing about have had on our lives.